Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and this time we are with a video now. Unfortunately it is a little longer and it is more focused on the technicians. This type of card gets damaged when it does not give output to what is the transformer because they get to damage what are the relays or also the transistors, be it SMD transistor or transistor with heatsink. So in this case I made one here, an arrangement of cables just to simulate as if we had the microwave, and here I realize when I put it to work, that does not give output to the focus that I am simulating it as if it were the output of the transformer magneto, and I am also testing it with the multimeter and it does not give a signal from anywhere. So well, here I am going to test it. I am going to put this one for a minute and it starts. The work is good right now. A cable is disconnected and such I am connecting it. The cable on the left side is simulating the fan, the spotlight and the motor of the dish. Then that means that he is giving output to the motor, the fan and the focus, the relay of that. If that section is fine, then it may be that the other relay, the one that outputs the magnetron or the transformer, is not serving, which is the one on the right side. You can say it is very easy to change that, good, yes, but in this case it is a card that presented another failure, no. They're not the relay so easy, then look, so you can see it, but they are also very common. I have touched several times, so in this case we already tested, we already saw that with that, not that it does not work. Here I will test it with the multimeter. If you can see the variations in the reading, there is no variation, and I have it in this in continuity, there is nothing passing. So what we have to do now is we are going to proceed to disassemble. Well, disassemble because it is easy to remove 2-3 screws, so that I leave this for keep explaining things. Remember that when you move a card of this type, the membrane or the flat display, the flat cable, you should not force it at all because they are damaged very easily, and when you have practice there is not so much problem. It reminds me also that if you like my content, then give like, comment, share your shares, subscribe, because that motivates me and supports me a lot. I'm going to buy you a little bit of lights that were a little good when recording, but this, look, we disconnect this. This is what you have to be careful with, because the time to disconnect it is just put aside your card and then check things. This is a relay which works from 5 volts to 24 volts. This, not all are the same. There are from 5 to 12, from 12 to 24. There are several. This various voltages. In this case I am going to handle it with 5, and I avoid getting angry from damaging it, burn it. Usually it is always advisable to test it, but try it disconnected or unsoldered, because if it goes directly to a circuit wheel or something you can damage it. In this case I I'm sure it doesn't go, it's not connected to any circuit, it's weak, so I'm going to put 5 volts, and as you can see, active, active, and active. Well, so here the error is not the relay, but the error is that no energy or voltage is reaching the relay. Since this is only a bobinator that closes or opens a platinum, depends on what is in this case it closes, and here I try it again, that is, trying to say to see if it presents me with a mini failure or something, but no, but not outright. This one was damaged. You also do the same thing to several tests. Put the multimeter on the other side, put the voltage of its terminals, and there you will see if it is giving way, because it may thunder and be heard, but not by the way. In this case if it is giving way, we already know that. This, if it works, then there is what I do after to diagnose a card is always physically first, is what never fails usually, and physically from here we are going to follow the line to see if it is not a damaged track because no power is coming. So we're going to go this track by track. This one is connected to this pin, so what we're going to do is this one with continuity, touch them and it's passing voltage. If it's happening, it has continuity, it means that if the track works, let's go with the next track, because I do. This is because there are times that cockroaches split the tracks, but here when I am checking I am realizing that a transistor SMD is blown up, so I am practically sure that it is the transistor. Anyway, you have to change it and then continue repairing this. You can this. Acquire. They are quite cheap, or you can recover them from that. There is no problem, they are quite cheap. 3 pesos, 5 pesos are quite cheap, of course, to buy them for most because it is expensive. I say by market. You can remove it in various ways with a heat gun in this case. Like the one I have, and some tweezers to wax or tweezers for this SMD circuits, or with a precision soldering iron, this adjustable like the one I also showed, or my favorite with a soldering iron, all ugly, that looks like you throw charcoal on it, is a gun. Soldering iron is ugly and everything, but I always say that the best tool is the one with which you accommodate. In the other tools I also use them, that's why I have them, but the others I only use when there are more than 3 pins, in this case being 3 and being a transistor that withstand the heat a little longer, and everything is very easy to remove. You will see that much later. If you are not going to burn it, if it can burn, it can be damaged, but in this case it will not take long to desolder if you do not delay. No. It has to heat up, it doesn't have to damage it. You are just going to melt the solder and that's it. What I do on one side brings 2 pins, and on the other one I heat first 2 pins and remove it quickly, and then the one and then the 2 pins. And then the one of one like that, he interspersed it from one side to the other and quickly it is removed. Look at 1 2 3 4 5 6 of flying like this mini dots, and that's it. That is, it's not even hot. I'm grabbing it, I'm touching it with my finger like. You can see if it is broken. I tell you, they are very cheap, or you can recover it from a card that is no longer useful, or you can buy one in the scrap metal or in the iron or whatever. And if you are a technician, then it is always recommended to keep this type of card, even if you say I'm not going to use them because I don't know how to repair. Little by little these repairs are simple. No, they are not laborious, so you save a lot of money from being charged 200 pesos by another technician to repair the when you can do it yourself, and maybe without spending anything. Not in this case because I try to focus on it, but well, no, it is not left, since no, I am not very good with the camera. Remember to support me and like the video also if you have any doubts, because I support you without problem. Because now what he is going to proceed to do is to change it. Look, is to change this little transistor, and that's it. There we have the good side. What I do first, right where we remove the transistor, I put soldering and leave 3 dots for what, so that I am not putting soldering later, but nothing more work with the transistor and with the solder that the card already has. Always remember to clean everything with isopropyl alcohol for what, to avoid leaving paste and all that, because if you can't desolder other parts if a card gets very hot in this case. No, but it's the custom. Look, you can see how it turned out. You didn't burn all the card. It doesn't look bad. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not a job badly done. You can say it wouldn't have been better with the pencil or use this, but not everyone accommodates themselves with the tool you want. I can use tweezers here, but I wanted to show that even with my finger I can weld it. You get used to changing parts like that quickly, and you clean again. That is, you clean again. That is well recommended. With alcohol, always clean. This isopropyl alcohol has no moisture, so it is not going to make you short or leave corrosion, and you can see that here it is already changed and there it is working, and you notice that the work does not look bad or damage anything or anything. So now what proceeds is to assemble the card. Later I will be uploading. If you want other failures, I am going to try this video to see if you also want me to make repairs like this, technical type. I do them for me. I repair many devices, or we continue as we continued with the channel. That it was quite good like this to all audiences if they get to paste these videos well. Also from time to time I will bring a special video to each technician, and well, since everything is fully assembled we are going to proceed to test it as well again with the harness. These harnesses, this one is ugly. Here I have another one more well armed and everything with its spotlights, well, for an octopus for each different card, but I have it fixed to the wall so it doesn't give me to record, it doesn't give me the space to record. I should have to Doing it would have to help someone unfortunately because if I record alone but look now let's see remember that the bulb on the left side was not the only one that turned on and the one on the right side not the one on the right side the one connected to the relay that did not give. Exit well, right now we're going to try it to see how it goes. Well, we are going to program it. Usually I always recommend putting it if you have it connected to the microwave, put a second if it does not make anything short, then put it longer. In this case because it is not connected to anything, I am going to put the 2 and you notice, then it turned on. First the left one which is fan, motor and spotlight and then the right one which is the transformer for output to capacitor and magnetron. This is already over. I like it here to try it more with a spotlight because then there are times that if the relay is damaged and you test it with a multimeter, it marks a signal, but when it comes to putting something more consumption it no longer marks you, it no longer marks anything, it turns on and off, turns on and off, turns on and off, then this is already left. I took the transistor from an old card that was the same, look at this one. It was not left because it was already too damaged by cockroaches, it is no longer convenient to repair it, it is going to fail, but the transistor was very good then well this is ready and now if you like this then just put the comments, give them a like and well now. I do hope you liked it. If you liked it, then in the like, comment, share, subscribe and see you until next time. Ciao.